Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Israeli airstrikes are continuing in Gaza ahead of the ceasefire agreement and hostage deal with Hamas, which comes into effect on Sunday, subject to the Israeli cabinet's approval. The strikes killed 73 people overnight following the announcement of the deal. Victims include 12 people who were living in a residential block in the Sheikh Radwan neighborhood of Gaza City. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was expected to ratify the Gaza ceasefire agreement in Parliament on Thursday, but his office alleges Hamas has reneged on parts of the agreement. President Joe Biden has warned of a dangerous concentration of power among a few wealthy people in the United States in his farewell address to the nation.
It's a very good afternoon.
Without naming President-elect Donald Trump, Mr. Biden said, "Today, an oligarchy is taking shape in America." During his speech from the Oval Office in the White House, the president said there was a dangerous concentration of power in the hands of a few ultra-wealthy people and warned of dangerous consequences if their abuse of power is left unchecked.
Our system of separation of powers, checks and balances, it may not be perfect, but it's maintained our democracy for nearly 250 years, longer than any other nation in history that's ever tried such a bold experiment. I have no doubt that America is in a position to continue to succeed. That's why my farewell address tonight, I want to warn the country of some things that give me great concern. That's a dangerous concentration of power in the hands of a very few ultra-wealthy people. The dangerous consequences if their abuse of power is left unchecked. Today, an oligarchy is taking shape in America of extreme wealth, power, and influence.
There we go.
No more illegal miners are believed to be trapped underground at a gold mine in South Africa. At least 78 bodies and more than 200 survivors have been pulled out since Monday after a court ordered the government to facilitate rescue operations at the mine. The standoff began in November when the government ordered police to arrest any miner who surfaced, saying it was determined to end illegal mining. Police said that more than 1,500 miners had come to the surface before the rescue operation began.
So once we've satisfied ourselves that the shaft is empty, then DMRE takes over together with the mine owner and they do what is expected of them to do, which is to seal and rehabilitate the shaft so that we do not see a situation where we find ourselves where we are today, where we've had to stand static for a number of months at this particular shaft, calling on illegal miners to resurface.
The new year has started with a focus.
Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch has criticised her predecessors for mishandling Brexit, saying leaving the EU without a growth plan was a mistake. In her first major speech of 2025, Ms. Badenoch pledged to tell hard truths, even when it's difficult to hear, to restore trust with the public.
We have just suffered our greatest ever defeat, ever, in hundreds of years. I don't think the public will start trusting us if I turn up looking like I'm having a great time.
The Amazon founder Jeff Bezos' space company has blasted its first rocket into orbit in a bid to challenge the dominance of Elon Musk's SpaceX. The New Glenn rocket launched from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida at 2 a.m. local time. It firmly pits the world's two richest men against each other in a commercial space race. In a post on X, Mr. Musk wrote, "Congratulations on reaching orbit on the first attempt." And a doorbell camera has captured the remarkable moment a meteorite struck the ground outside a home, scattering dust and producing audible impact sounds, something thought to be a historic first. In July 2024, Laura Kelly and her partner Joe discovered the rock outside their home in Canada, marking the province's first recorded meteorite fall. The meteorite left a small dent in the walkway, and the rock was confirmed to be ordinary Crondite, the most common type of space rock to strike Earth. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.